Okay guys, this is Brandon with Get Smart Rat Solutions. Out here in North Portland, we're doing a garage job right now where we've been doing some pre-baiting. As you can see, these two traps right here are 2 of 4 traps that I'm using in the garage. Initially, when we started pre-baiting, we were putting food all on top of the traps and around, and we had the traps set up completely different. So we know that the rat is extremely comfortable. On our other traps, we have cameras set up. So what we're gonna do with these traps right here, the rat has gotten extremely comfortable with and has started manipulating the traps. So he's moved them from their original position, which was like this. So this is how we had the trap set up originally. And so he's been trying to get every little last bit of food that we've been pre-baiting. I've been using this grain-free granola. This is a caramel pecan flavor. You can buy this at Costco. So far, we've gone through a pretty large handful of it. So essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to take a couple of pieces here and we are just going to put them into the trap like so. Okay, we want them to have to be able to reach down here to get it. Okay. And we are going to put the traps back into their position. The reason that we set the traps up like this is because the rat wants to sit right here in the corner in order to feel comfortable. That way he can face this direction, face that direction, but his entire body feels secure up against this foundation wall. So now that the traps are set, we're actually going to take our camera that we've been recording. The reason we put the camera up is we're trying to identify a couple of things. Number one, is the rat going into the crawl space? That's fairly significant to what we're doing here, because if he lives in the garage, which is something that we've suspected, he's going to be less likely to accept a trap so close to where they're living. That neophobia, that fear of change to the environment. And we've actually uncovered that he is treating the traps over by this furnace completely different. So I'll have Asher kind of walk you over to the area that we've been working at. The rat's still jumping around these traps, and even when he goes by them, not really moving them a lot. He's taking the food, but he's a lot more hesitant. Over here in this corner, we're on the opposite end of the garage, and he's a lot more comfortable with the traps. So we are gonna pre-bait those traps as well, not with as much food, of course, because we want these to come, but we're gonna put our camera right here. And if the rat's doing what I think he's doing, one of these traps will probably be triggered, and there goes the rat. If for some reason the rat actually doesn't get caught in the trap and sets the trap off, this is the point where we're going to abandon the trapping method altogether, and we're going to go straight to the use of a poison. So this is the second time that we've been out here, including our setup. These things, pre-baiting can get really expensive. I've actually solicited the help of the homeowner in this case, and she's been coming out here every day and dropping food in the way that I showed her off of a store that I left for her. And so we've been working together to make this more affordable for her. But this, here we are, we're going to be setting another follow-up. So this is 3 visits, and we still haven't really set the traps up until this point. And again, we're not even at the point where we know for sure that this rat is going to be caught in the traps. And of course, if he isn't, then you're moving into the use of a poison. And so because of that, there are some situations where we would just forego the trapping altogether because of the higher cost associated with it and go straight to a poison. The only way that we would feel comfortable doing that is when we know that this rat is actually going into the crawl space. That way we can put a poison into the crawl space. And then he will feed down there, and it's an enclosed space. We at Get Smart Rat Solutions are perfectly comfortable going against the industry standard. We do poison in crawl spaces quite regularly, but we also have a variety of different tools and methods that we use. So far to date, there hasn't been one single instance of a dead rat, either in a wall space or even in a heating and cooling duct, that we haven't been able to get the body out. So I use little cameras that allow us to probe into the wall, so we can cut open the backs of walls completely and pull dead bodies out. So we're pretty effective at getting the bodies out. It's not something I would recommend a homeowner do, because this is stuff that we're even still learning, several years into just dealing with rats or rodents specifically. in regards to body removal. So this is Brandon with Get Smart Rat Solutions, reminding you that in order to be smart, you do have to get smart. So tune in on our next video when we come back and hopefully have a dead body in the trap that we can show you. All right, thank you.